it's time for a challenge, I guess. This video has been quite a while underway because of computer issues, so this was actually made before the last week's scroller box, and stuff happens and chaos ensues. But we're back, and I am trying to fit all of my markers into a single bag, and it's making a lot of pain and suffering apparent. So instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, yeah, this is my own 3 marker challenge. It's the first time I'm trying something actually like this, and I have found out that doing live commentary while sketching out the drawing and drawing out the pens didn't really work that well for me. I guess it's just, I don't know, needing practice, doesn't matter. So I'm just sketching out the idea for what I want to draw before I draw the markers, so as to not let the colors rule what I'm drawing, but instead just have a drawing and then coloring it in with the markers I happen to draw. So I actually had no idea. I didn't even have an idea for what to do. So when in doubt, I draw a feminine face in profile looking to the left, and once in a while I put flowers around them. I haven't actually done that for quite a while, but you are gonna see that a bit more because I am really enjoying making stuff like that in all kinds of different ways, and I still suck at drawing flowers. Or maybe not suck, but I'm still very, very not used to drawing flowers that's actually looking like real flowers. So look forward to me practicing that at some point. I don't know exactly how or when. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. After having sketched out what I wanted to color in, I wanted to try out this new fine liner I received as a present, and while I absolutely love the fine liner itself, it was a really terrible idea to use it for this exact painting or drawing. First off, because it's a new supply and I have to go over it with a bunch of alcohol markers, and yeah, if you've ever used the wrong marker for or used the wrong fine liner for marker drawings, you know exactly what could have happened, and luckily that didn't happen. But still, do not try out a new fine liner with markers. Just don't. At the very least, just test it out on a bit of scrap paper first. Just to make sure you don't smudge everything out when you start coloring it in. And time for drawing the pens. First off is this. It's actually a really nice brown. It's darker than on the pen. And I draw an olive green. And lastly, the pen is called Camel, which is supposed to be this, yeah, as you see, really bright brown-ish tint, but it has this kind of green undertone. All in all, I started out being not defeated by the colors I drew, but a little bit annoyed, or not upset. What's the word I'm looking for? Just a bit skeptical of how boring it might end up looking. To be honest, the colors actually mixes really, really nicely, and there are few color combinations, I guess I could say, that would have worked as well in terms of just blending everything together. It's really weird, but then again, you never really know what you draw, as evident in every single one of these videos, and sometimes it just works. And so I guess I was just really lucky. A thing I would like to touch on, if you look to the left of the sketchbook, you see this kind of matrix-like thing where I've put in the 3 colors and layered them on top of each other in different combinations. It's mostly because I've found that alcohol markers have this really interesting way of layering that you can get some really cool tones out of. Like, yeah, now I've clipped away from it. Anyway, if you remember, there's a difference on the 2 dark colors if you lay the brown down first or the green one first, and then layer the other one on top of that. And as you'll see further in this video, there's also a difference whether you let the first layer dry or not. Really. So I just really like making that matrix to find out what my options are regarding the colors I have available, because you don't really know until you try it out what kind of colors can I get out of this combination. And I think I'm kinda utilizing them in a really, really cool way. And you don't get to see it yet, but you'll see. Sometimes you also get combinations where no matter how you layer them, it just end up the same color. That didn't make sense. Well, it did, but in a different way. That no matter which color you lay down first, they mix up in the same way or end up in the same way. And you also really want to make sure you know that before going in and layering stuff that you want to not blend together. So do a matrix before you do anything first. It's always like that with most colors, or color choosing. It just works. Anyway, on to the flowers. And I found out from, again, the matrix, how there's a difference between if you lay the green down first or the brown down first. Not so much with the camel one, but with the 2 dark colors there's a difference. It might not be a big difference, and I try to utilize that difference, but I figured out that I didn't have the patience for that right now. At the very least, I didn't feel like it made a big enough difference for me to want to keep on working in that way. I know I've just been preaching about doing the matrix first because you never know what color combinations do what, but once in a while you just find out that what you can do is not exactly what you're going for, if that made any sense. I think what I'm trying to say is that you want to make sure the tool is available to you, but you don't necessarily have to use it. Anyway, as you can see, kind of. Yeah, the difference in the flowers is not that terribly pronounced. So I just thought, okay, whatever. I don't have the patience for this right now. And that's fine. Stuff happens. I'm not gonna use this for anything except this video. And that's allowed. Also, now I think about it, I don't think there's anywhere except maybe the eye on this character where I actually used the green without layering it in any way. Otherwise, it's always mixed with browns and that camel color. I don't understand why it's called camel. As in, it's tinted, but slight in the green way. It's a really weird color. I think I remember actually buying it as a skin color once, as like this really light gothy skin color, but I also remember not really ever using it for that because it just looked weird. But in this piece it kind of works. So maybe this slightly zombified color? I don't know. It's I don't really work as much with markers as I used to, so I might not try it out for that again, but here we are. I've tried it out now. It kind of works, but definitely not completely. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say, while I do love this sketchbook's paper for markers because it blends so nicely, it bleeds a lot, and you're probably able to see that all over the page. So I'm just gonna go around the edges with a white pen and clean everything up. Put on a little, this is me, I made this in the year of 20. And then I'm gonna let you go right on with your day. I hope you found this at least a tiny bit interesting. I hope you like the end results. And yeah, I think that's it. So, take care. Bye.